never wear that. Yes, I would wear that. No, I wouldn't. And then that's how they get to know you through the thing. And I've done it twice and I've kept everything both times.
I know. So. There's no subscription required. You can try Stitch Fix once or set up automatic deliveries. You'll pay just a $20 styling fee for each box, which gets credited towards pieces you keep. And there are no hidden fees ever. Stitch Fix has styles and clothing to fit any occasion for women, men, and kids. They ship all over the U.S. and they're available in the UK as well.
We've still never done it for our
We need
kid.
to do it for Flynn. We need to try it out. So get started today at stitchfix.com/relax and you'll get 25% off when you keep everything in your fix. That's stitchfix.com/relax for 20% off when you keep everything in your fix. Go check it out at stitchfix.com/relax. Relax.
Oh my God.
I was holding that in for the whole last sentence. Oh my goodness, that felt great. Okay, so we need to hear about you getting arrested. I don't feel like I have a story that good. Like I have gotten in trouble before. But I've never.
Well, I don't think being arrested means
means what? That's a big deal.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't for anything cool. Like I wasn't protesting anything that I should be.
Well, should I tell you my lame story first then?
If you want to, this is the time you felt the most in trouble, with your parents.
I think the time I've
with the law.
I've never been in trouble with the law, weirdo.
I don't know. You were in AA, and I didn't know that.
Okay, well, I wasn't. First of all, if you didn't hear that episode of the podcast and don't know what we're talking about, go try to find that. But the worst trouble I think I was ever in is I drank when I was underage. Don't drink underage, kids. I think I was 16 and I went to a party and I tried a screwdriver, which is orange juice and vodka. And I thought it tasted like acid poison nail polish. I thought it was so gross. I hated it. And then
I've only had that on an airplane.
It was disgusting. And I took a few sips of it and I was trying not to vomit. It tasted so bad. And then I got rid of that and I drank a beer out of a can and I thought that was disgusting too. Well, somehow my mother found out about this. I don't know how. I don't know. I still to this day. And I've asked her and she's like, I don't remember.
You should ask her.
I think I have asked her. And I honestly think she just, back in the day, we didn't have cell phones. There was one phone at the house and anyone could pick up a phone and listen.
But you couldn't tell if someone else picked up the other line?
No.
I could always tell.
No. And so I think that's probably how. But anyway, she picked me up from school.
You were talking about it and she had picked up the other phone.
Right, that's what I think. Mm-hmm. So anyway,
it's very sneaky.
She picked me up from school one day and she was like, do you want to tell me something? And I was like,
oof, bad.
No. And she's like, do you have something you want to tell me? And I was like, no, absolutely not. And she was like, all right, I'll wait. You're grounded till you tell me. And I was like, well, I'm going to be grounded if I do tell you. So what's the point?
That's so terrible because it's so ambiguous. How do you...
Because I was like, does she know about that? Or is it something lamer? I was mean to my sister,
all kinds of horrible things.
No, it's just I was a brat to my little sister at the time. And I was like, it could have been something
small. You're like, I'm not going to confess the big thing.
And also I'm like, does she just know I went to a party or does she know I drank at the party? And, I didn't know
what
information.
Sorry, I missed
I think I was 16 or 17, something like that. I didn't drink a lot in high school. I could count on one hand how many times I drank alcohol. I really didn't like it. I still don't. But
screwdriver and a beer in a can. You sound like a pro.
Not all of it. A couple of sips. I thought it was disgusting.
I believe that.
So anyway, I remember getting in really big trouble, and I still to this day don't know how she found out. But that's the worst I can remember. That and one time I said bad word in front of my dad, and I was 15, and he didn't discipline me. He just was silent. And I was driving. He was teaching me how to drive.
I couldn't say a bad word in front of your father now.
I know.
I couldn't do it.
And I said the S-H-I-T word. And I said that while I was learning to drive.
Great. Yeah.
And the rest of the car ride, dead silent. And I never felt so much shame and embarrassment in my life.
Just by the silence of a father.
The silence of my father.
Why did you say
my gosh.
the S word?
Because I was at a stop sign and I was scared of I hit the brakes too hard or something like that. It was just something
Would you
simple.
swear around your friends at that point?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else would we say?
Yeah.
To our friends at 16.
Yeah, you
just
say the S-H-I-T word. Okay.
You won't even say it now.
No, listen, I want to hear your story.
Say it now.
I want to hear your story.
Well, yeah. So I got arrested when I was 14 years old for
14. I didn't know you were that
14
young.
or 15 for shoplifting.
Lovey, that's bad.
Super bad. I know. I'm not telling the story because I think it's cool. I'm like embarrassed and ashamed.
Arrested like handcuffs?
Yeah. Put in a police car, brought to a police station.
No,
Finger
I didn't know that.
Printed.
You told me that you got arrested once, but I didn't know you got like full on police card.
Yeah.
Wait, so is that on your permanent record forever?
It's not because I was underage, I guess. Like, and if you've had no, obviously prior offenses or like just dumb white privilege.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
wow. Wait, so what did you steal? Tell the whole story. Sorry, I'm like jumping ahead because I'm excited.
Well, we couldn't like. By the way, like this is no fault of my parents. My parents were wonderful parents. Like, but like we couldn't I wasn't like budgeted like nice school clothes. And I think this a lot has to do with that. I was just kind of an insecure, quiet kid who wanted to be cool. And all the cool kids, Levy, were wearing Abercrombie and Fitch.
Ugh, gross.
They were though.
Okay, but no one. Okay, anyway.
And that was not something.
That's what you stole. You got arrested for Abercrombie and Fitch.
I know. It's not. That's.
Lovey, that's not good.
I know it's not good. Well, so I was. It's my own fault. Like I was just like insecure. I wanted to be cool. Like my parents didn't buy me those like
don't blame
clothes
them.
That were more expensive.
Don't blame
and, like,
your
good
incredible
for them
parents.
No, but like good for them that they didn't. But like I was like in my insecure teenage mind, I was like, this is what I need to be cool. Abercrombie and Fitch pants that zip off at the knee into shorts.
No.
Yes, this is what got me arrested.
Lovey.
And so I don't think I was the bad kid. I think I was just the shy, insecure, wanting to be a cool kid that hung around with cool kids that maybe were more bad than me. But like, so we were at the mall. You get dropped off at the mall, right? And well, you learned that like the trick was that you got to find the one that the Abercrombie employee forgot to put the big plastic thing on, or that you know
that
what
exists?
I mean. You do well. You act like you're shopping, and then you find.
By the way,
I'm just teaching everyone how to shoplift.
Don't be teaching them. He's not teaching you how to do this.
And you find the one that's missing the security tag that will go off. You know what I mean? That they take off at the register, and then you fold. I folded the clothes over my arm in a way that it looked like I had one pair of pants that zipped off into shorts, but it was actually two pairs over arm. But like, so when they're like, how many do you have? Because they don't, what are they like? Gonna like frisk you? Like they're just like, oh, they just look and they're like, oh yeah, you've only got.
Oh my God, they always count for me.
You've only got like the one pair. I don't know. This is back in the day. Maybe they.
Oh my gosh.
They're wise to the ways now. And then you put on the pants that zip into shorts in the fitting room under your pants, and then you walk up and be like, yeah, no, not my thing. Sorry, I don't really believe in pants.
How big were your pants? Why were your pants so big?
My pants back then, huge, massive. We've gone over this. Like the style of pants back then, like Jankos or whatever, like were massive. Like they were. I was like a little skater boy, like very baggy.
Lovey, that is wild.
Yeah, and so then walk out, no alarm goes off. Make it to the parking lot. And then then I heard a voice from behind me. It was mall security. Like,
how did he know?
Come back. And apparently, if I'd have just said, no, I'm not coming back and just kept walking, I would have gotten away with it. But I was like, okay. And I came back and then the police were called. And I was arrested.
Were you alone or were you with buddies?
I was with a friend that also got arrested for the same thing. I don't know if
Wait, how did they know? Did they like see, like, how did they know about this? How did they find out if they're like under your pants?
Because I guess like whatever, like, because you also like rip off the plastic, like the size tag or whatever when you're in there. And I don't know, they just like were watching. We obviously looked very suspicious. They just like guessed and were right, So did they say like take off your pants? Are you wearing pants under your pants? No, they just asked us if we stole them. We were both like yes, like we just like immediately, gosh. Buckled. And then my parents were called and picked me up at the police station. My parents said like, we're so, it's devastating, disappointed. Like to hear that they were disappointed in me was like the worst thing. And I've never stolen anything again. Like
I would
my
hope
whole
not.
life. Like, well, yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
I absolutely learned my lesson. Why am I talking about this?
Because you asked us to talk about our like worst trouble we ever got into.
This isn't like, this isn't this is opposite from the idea of like good trouble, where the saying comes from John Lewis and what it all means. But,
wow. You were arrested. You are a rebel.
I am an ex-con.
Oh my God, Lovey.
But yeah, like I guess if you're do something as minor as that is at that young age,
wild.
It gets is expunging a word?
Yeah. So wait, you literally got handcuffed. They handcuffed you. Were you scared?
Yeah, and in the back of a police car to the police station.
Were you scared? Did you think you were going to go to jail?
Well, I mean, I was just, no.
You didn't care? Oh my God, I would have been a mess.
I know. Like, so
I would have thought I was going to prison.
Like the privilege. And also, like, I was just like a young,
I know, but I would have been my life is over. I'm going to prison forever. I would have been like, sobbing.
Oh, you think like I'm getting a life sentence?
That's
for
what
these
I would have
pants?
thought. Like, literally, I'm the person who, I went to London with Frankie Grande to do shows. And okay, this is some tea. I did get in big trouble for this, actually. I got banned to go to, I did get in legal trouble once. So I went overseas to London very early on in my career. And I didn't know that you needed a visa to like work in another country. Like I was like very young, 22, 23. Like I was pretty young. I don't remember how old I was, but I was young, early 20s. And, we went to London together and I didn't know I needed a visa. And the theater I was working with told me I didn't need a visa. I wasn't making thousands of dollars. I was making like a couple $100. Like it wasn't like, I was stealing from the government a lot. It was still illegal. You're not supposed to make money in other countries without a visa.
Tax fraud.
Exactly. It's not okay. So, the theater I was working with was just like, it's not going to be an issue. Like, don't even worry about it. Just say, when you get here, just say you're traveling for fun, which you are. Like, I paid for my flight. I paid for my hotels. Like, it wasn't a work trip in that sense. And I was like going to Paris while I was there with Frankie. It was like a vacation, but I did perform while I was there. Anyway, we get to customs and I can't lie. And I panic if I think I'm getting in trouble. I don't like breaking rules. And the guy was like, when are you going back home? And I was like, in like a week. He's like, can I see your itinerary? And I handed my itinerary, which has like performance at this theater on this day, performance at this theater on this day. And most of my performances I performed for free, but there was one where I was getting paid a little bit of money. Anyway, he was like, you're performing? And I was like, no. I guess I am, but I might go to my friend's show and I might perform. Like I was like just a mess. And
well, true, still kind of true though. Like I'm sure.
Yeah, but I was a mess. Whereas Frankie's like didn't care, was totally fine, and I start panicking, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. And this customs officer was very mean and angry and was like, that's illegal. You're breaking the law. Like, we're not going to let you in our country if you're stealing money from our country. And I was like, no, I'm not. So they put us in like a holding room with no windows, like for 6-7 hours where we're just waiting there. Finally, an officer comes in. I am sobbing, like hysterically sobbing. I think I'm going to go to prison in England and I'm never going to come home. Frankie doesn't care. He's like laughing and thinks this is ridiculous. And I was just a sobbing mess.
Yeah.
And then finally, an officer comes in and is like, okay, explain to me what's going on. I explained everything and I was truthful. I was like, I am going to be performing while I'm here. I'm not making money. There's one show I might make a little bit of money, but not much.
That's crazy. And then he held you for all this. Yeah.
He was like, okay, I'm going to ask you some questions. I'm going to record the conversation.
Really? Still?
Yes. And he goes, but he was really nice. He goes, are you performing while you're in London? And he looked at me and he shook his head no. And I go, no. And he goes, are you going to make any money while you are in London? And he shook his head no. And I go, and he goes, take a breath, calm down. And I was like,
wow.
Okay. And he's like, are you making money? And I was like, no. He's like, thank you. Like he was just like, I am trying to help you, you weird little girl. Like, so then we are free to go. They're like, okay, we're good to go. They're just these dumb kids. Then they have to search my suitcase. They open my suitcase and all these headshots of Miranda fall out. All these magic kits that I was selling. It was just all merch of Miranda.
And all like just the weirdest merch,
yeah, just like headless babies and like all the weird stuff. And they're just like, what is this? And I was like, I give it away to my fans for free. And they're just like, okay, you idiot. Frankie thought it was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like a panicked person. So then when we went into Paris, we got to customs and they're like, are you here for work or for traveling? I was like, we're traveling for meeting my friends. And
Love
Frankie
it.
was like, Colleen, calm down. He's like, you get to customs and you're literally like, I'm stealing from your country. Like you just like tell them. Anyway.
It's like liar, liar.
I know. I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah. I do not